Dan Bilzerian is facing bankruptcy. Well, he's about to go bankrupt. His company Ignite International is operating at a substantial loss as the expenditure of Ignite far outweighs the sales made by Ignite. And the dark truth of how Dan Bilzerian made his millions, which was a closely guarded secret, has been exposed. The king of Instagram claimed to make his millions from playing poker, but how truthful is that claim? Dan Bilzerian is a weapon-touting, muscle-flexing, boning pretty girls 24/7 alpha of the alpha males. He's so alpha that his beard has a jawline. He's a self-made multi-millionaire that made all his money from duck goose. I mean poker. Well, that's what he would like you to think. With all his millions of followers on the gram and all the pics with scantily clad girls running about or laying around looking depressed and wondering what life choices they made that led them to this place. Who is Dan Bilzerian? I hear you asking. You didn't ask. And this is a video, so even if you did, I can't hear you anyway. But anyways, Dan Bilzerian is the Instagram king. He has a following of 32.6 million followers on Instagram as of October 2020, and that's pretty much how he got famous. Well, that's all I could find on why he got famous. There's no prior acting, sporting or any other endeavors, just Instagram. Dan cleverly crafted his social media image and crafted himself into portraying this masculine, rich party playboy. His pics with multiple scantily clad women, his use of weapons, his jet set lifestyle were all created with a specific target audience in mind. And once they found him and started following him, the rest is history, and thus created the legend of Dan Bilzerian, the playboy and international poker star who claims to have won $50 million by playing poker, even though his claims can't be proven. With more and more followers came more and more press coverage, thus growing his Instagram account even more, and Dan decided he wanted to start a company, and that's what he did. Dan Bilzerian became the founder of Ignite, a company which sells e-cigarettes, CBD products and apparel, and the business is largely a failure as they have lost only the small amount of $50 million in 2019, which is pennies for the best poker player in the world, right? He can easily win $50 million in one night, so no big deal. Well, we will see about that later. Dan has been involved in a number of legal battles, one for kicking a model in the face, what a gentleman, and for throwing another model off the roof into a pool where she broke her foot. He's such a Hercules. And to add insult to injury, he's being sued for wrongful termination of the previous vice president of Ignite. Oh, it gets even worse for Dan, as he's literally about to go bankrupt. The only money he has coming into his companies are from investors. He has tons of money going out for business expenses, mostly for his rented mansion and his payroll of women that escort him around. Wait, what? Those girls don't get paid, man. They love being naked with Dan and being thrown off rooftops, you hater. Hey man, I'm just saying. His company's going bust and it's all down to him. Dan claims he won all his money from poker, but we all know that's horse crap. Let's not beat around the bush and try to entertain this idea. If we take a look at the recorded highest poker wins ever, it's by Brian Kenny, and he went home with $20 million in prize money. This stands as the highest single pocket payout in the history of poker tournaments, and the highest career earnings is by Brian Kenny again, with earnings of $55 million. Yet, Dan Bilzerian claims he once won $20 million in one night, and he's won $50 million in 1 year. Dan, at least make the lie believable. Tell them you're a pimp. They can't trace you for that. What seems more likely is that the money came from his father Paul Bilzerian, who was a corporate raider and a corporate takeover specialist. Paul Bilzerian was convicted of 9 counts of stock fraud and spent 13 months in prison in 1991. Paul Bilzerian made hundreds of millions from his attempted takeovers of companies. He also spent hundreds millions of dollars buying real estate in Florida and sold it all soon after as the property prices boomed in the 1980s. In 1989, Paul was found guilty of 9 counts of stock fraud for not appropriately filing Schedule 13D, a document that must be filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) within 10 days of the purchase of more than 5% of the shares of a public company by any investor, and for breaching Section 10B. Paul also faced federal criminal charges of concealing his investments by parking stocks in other names such as possibly Dan Bilzerian, and for misstating fund sources. Paul was ordered to repay his illegal profits, which were determined to be around $62 million, but in the past 25 years, the SEC has only reclaimed around $3.7 million from Paul, as he declared bankruptcy short after being found guilty and therefore his assets haven't been found. Funny how Paul lost $50 million before going to jail and Dan won $50 million playing poker. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, remember when I said Dan's company Ignite is going bust and it's all because of Hercules himself burning it down to the ground? Well, it's true. Dan's company Ignite this year has made $3 million in revenue so far, which is brilliant for a company that does no outside marketing. The only marketing they do is on Dan's Instagram page and some paid influencer posts. To make $3 million from that is excellent, but what's not excellent is Dan's spending. I mean Ignite's business expenditure. In 2019, the company generated $10 million in revenue, but they spent $75 million in business expenses such as marketing, aka hiring a mansion, hiring models, hiring photographers, and general expenditures such as salaries for his employees, aka his friends and girlfriends that are in his pics and videos. According to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, who always seem to have the scoop on everything, Heffernan, who was Ignite's executive VP, claims he flagged tons of purchases to the company's board, such as lavish spending on a $75,000 paintball field, $40,000 on a rock climbing wall, $60,000 on a Star Wars gun set, $31,000 on a pool renovations, $50,000 on a bed frame. I mean, the Instagram king needs to sleep on silver and gold. He spent $15,000 on a ping pong table and $88,000 on a vault. And that's just to name a few. They're spending for the lavish house parties, the pool parties, the yacht parties, the private jet, food, and much, much more. Ignite's finances are in the red and they are in deep, deep trouble. Dan tried to tell Curtis Heffernan, the former vice president of Ignite, to put all his lavish spending down as business expenditure and not his personal expenditure, and that it needed to go through the company. At the moment, these are currently claims by Curtis, and Dan has denied them, but an ongoing lawsuit is taking place over the unfair dismissal of Curtis. As for Ignite, the company is running out of cash and will be out of cash soon, unless they can raise some funds from investors. Now, this is a perfect example of why flexing for the gram will lead you to bankruptcy. There's no need for it. People such as Dan Bilzerian or anyone that's fake flexing or even real flexing on the gram, it's pointless. You're digging yourself into a financial hole for what? Likes and validations from strangers who don't give two sticks about you? It's never worth it. Subscribe to the channel, I got bangers planned. Like it if you liked it, check out some other videos and stay blessed. By the way, disclaimer, everything I said in this video is just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer or a qualified financial advisor, I'm just a cartoon. real person in real life that makes random videos and puts them on the internet. This video isn't meant to slander or bring into disrespect the name of Dan Bilzerian or any of his companies. I'm just simply reporting on recent events that I've found on the public domain, aka the internet. Anyway, peace out.